And welcome to the stage, the Florida Mayhem.
Hey everyone, I'm Jake Kuhn. I'm joined by Joe Elawasi and Matt Akahavan Kim, and we're here to talk to you about a bunch of things that happened in the past season, as well as some things that are going into season 2. First, want to talk about our stage 1 performance, what our plans were going into the stage 1, as well as roster additions we've made, some other changes to the organization we've made, and some predictions we have for next season. So going into stage 1, we were very aware of the type of roster we were going in with. We had a 6-man roster, which was the only one of its kind, and we had a lot of faith in our players because of their experience they had together, because of the strengths they had in their positions, and the flexibility that a lot of them had on various heroes in the game.
In stage 1, we definitely knew a lot of the weaknesses that we had, and we were very aware of it. So in order to sort of adjust for stage 2, we brought on a lot of changes during this roster signing season. Infrastructural, we brought in Ryder, who's the Meta Athena coach. He will now be the assistant coach of Florida Mayhem, wealth of experience, super smart. He's also worked with some of the other pickups that we have in the player position. In addition to that, we brought on myself. I'm the team manager, so I'll be handling all of the day-to-day for the players and making sure that they're ready for match time.
I mean, I think it was very easy for us to add Matt. He has a wealth of experience in multiple games, League of Legends, Counter-Strike. He was with us in Misfit, so it was a very easy transition for us, and he already had an existing relationship with the players.
Yeah, so let's move on to some of the player signings that we have. So in addition to the DPS role, we brought on Sayaplayer. You can look on YouTube. This guy has just hundreds of montages. Completely incredible player. Super excited to have him on. In addition to that, we brought on aWesomeGuy, who's going to be a tank with us as well. Swoosh, I've been talking to him a lot. Super excited to have another tank player to talk with and learn with and grow with. We're really looking forward to having these 2 new additions come in and make a big splash for us in stage 2.
Yeah, I think these additions to our roster, additions to our organization, is a lot of what we're trying to do in season 2. With the addition with our assistant coach, as well as hopefully a future pickup for either an analyst or some other addition to our coaching staff, we want to make our job very much easier for Coach Mineral. He's doing just a fantastic job with the players, guiding them along the way, and I know he is extremely looking forward to working with Ryder, as well as some other additions we'll be able to bring on.
What was requested from our players and our staff was that we had more versatility in certain roles, namely hit scan, which is why we picked up Sayaplayer. Arguably the best in the world in that role. We had problems playing Widowmaker, for example, or properly integrating McCree into, and obviously he plays other stuff too, so I think that was a very simple one for us to do. Zappis, Zappis historically is very flexible, already has existing synergy with Zuppe, having played in NIP or what went on to become Giganti. I think he very much embodies what we were looking for personality-wise. He already has a long history with the players, so there's definitely something we can add there, especially if the meta shifts towards triple tanks or something.
Something that we want to be very transparent about is the readiness of our new subs coming into stage 2. So as soon as we signed our new players, Sayaplayer, Zappis, aWesomeGuy, even Ryder, we started the P1 visa application for them moving over to America. We're looking to have them mid to late stage 2, at worst beginning of stage 3.
I mean, on our side, we really want to integrate them properly. We want to have structure in giving all of our players practice time, which has been an issue in the league. It's something we want to avoid and make sure that all of our players are seeing practice time. I don't really like the word competition in the sense where a player is competing for a spot. I think it's more important that our players and our staff see that these are additions to the roster rather than just people fighting for it and people just sitting on the bench. That's not our intention, which is another reason why we don't necessarily want to have a 12-man roster right now. We really want every player to be inclusive, and with the pickups we have, I think we have a lot of versatility and we are able to integrate the players properly.
Yeah, in addition to that, I think the culture that we're sort of building with this team is very family oriented, where it's not just, you know, competing to see who's on the starter position. It's competing and growing together and, you know, integrating each other in like all of our activities. The guys are, you know, we've been together for almost a year now. While we're unhappy with our stage 1 performance, we really don't think that we're in as bad as a position as people might think that we are.
Yeah, absolutely. Because our guys are incredibly positive and have the type of personality that don't get caught up on failures. Something that makes an incredible competitor is someone who can, you know, learn from the failures and move forward rather than dwell on the past. And although that may sound a little bit of a cliche, that's just extremely true with the current roster we have. The videos you see of our guys memeing or just joking around in the studio is, you know, is not just because they're trying to create something that will perpetuate in social media. It's genuinely part of the personality. They genuinely don't dwell more than, you know, an hour after their match on these losses. They get right back into the grind and talk about where they need to fix their problems, and then they're right back to joking around. We hope this is the start of an ongoing episodic web series where management of our organization can give you updates on how we're doing and any, you know, plans we have for the future, so that we can communicate directly with our fans. We value transparency very heavily in our organization. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for, you know, the next episode that will come out hopefully within the next week or two.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks so
Thank
much.
you.